2023 has been full to the brink with the unique IDV survivors and hunters, but what are their weaknesses? Let's begin. Nightwatch was the first character released this year, rocketing directly to the top of most people's tier lists, but how can you counter him? Enchantress and Little Girl are both great choices, as they can stun Nightwatch and interrupt his wind suction or speed boost abilities. Little Girl is especially annoying when she's piggybacking on another survivor. Thief is another survivor who can give Nightwatch a hard time, as he can use his flashlight to blind him easily when Nightwatch is using one of his wind suction abilities. Thief can also moonwalk with his flashlight and avoid Nightwatch's attacks. Alice the Journalist is a survivor who can kite and rescue very well, but she also has some hunters who can counter her, as she was released this year. Hellember is one of those, as he can use his phantom and puppets to ignore little Orpheus completely at pallets and even destroy them quickly as he walks through the leftovers of Journalist's attempt to slow him down. Evil Reptilian and Fool's Gold can also deal with this little Orphe pretty easily, as they can hit him with their full damage abilities and prevent him from rescuing or dropping pallets, possibly dealing damage to a nearby journalist in the process without causing them to go into any type of attack recovery animation. Opera Singer is a hunter who was released this year who is loved and hated by many players, as she's very strong and has very few weaknesses. Antiquarian can be quite effective against her, as she can disarm her with her stick. This is strong as Opera Singer has no other type of abilities that can deal damage to survivors without using her normal attack. Antiquarian can also jump over pallets and windows that can slow down the flow of any Opera Singer who's trying to use their abilities to catch up. Little Girl can also help with kiting Opera Singer, as she can use her pages to cancel her shadow form or dash. Aeroplanist is a survivor who is sadly rarely seen in the game, but he has some potential with his flying and dashing abilities. However, he also has some hunters who can catch him easily in the air or on the ground. For example, Geisha, who is one of those, as she can dash to Aeroplanist's landing spot and hit him before he can even escape. Cheerleader is a survivor that was released this year, and she has the ability to boost her own or her teammates' speed, but she also has some hunters who can ignore her speed advantage. Wax Artist is one of those, as he can shoot her with wax as she's disappearing into the distance, and of course that doesn't work if you're frozen. Geisha and Opera Singer, as I've mentioned before, can also dash pretty quickly to be able to catch up to Cheerleader's location and close the gap without too much effort. I'd say also that Nightwatch and Bloody Queen can also be quite effective against Cheerleader, as they can use their wind and mirror abilities to catch up, although I'm unsure how effective they are. What do you think? Fool's Gold is the latest hunter in Identity 5, and he has some unique abilities with his pickaxe and unstable areas. However, he also has some survivors who can counter him relatively easily. Toy Merchant is one of them, as she can use her catapults to jump or even fly over Fool's Gold unstable areas and avoid his pickaxe completely. Little Girl, Cheerleader and Forward also are great choices, as they can use their speed abilities to run away from Fool's Gold. And this is even more effective if he's just thrown his pickaxe. If you see him throw his pickaxe at a wall near you, just zoom away and watch him struggle to catch up to you. Curious about the releases from last year's characters? Well, check out this video that's on the screen right here if you want to see their strengths and weaknesses.